Captain?
Back to Venice. Who's asking?
I don't suppose you'd have room for 3 passengers.
I might, but you 3 don't look like the type who can afford it.
Will this do?
Why, it's the purest ruby I ever... Where'd you get this?
We'll tell you on the way to Venice. Captain, I have seen mountains of jewels and rivers of gold. This distant land I speak of is filled with wonders. I saw nuts growing on trees that were as big as your head.
Oh, come on now.
It's true. It was on an island called Sumatra. The natives told me there were men with tails on this island. Tails!
I think perhaps it was not wise to laugh about men with tails.
What kind of animal is it? Hey, this stuff is really good. I wonder what it is.
I think we're about to find out. Run!
Men with tails. Nuts the size of my head. With milk inside. I think you're a nut.
Marco. Venice.
You think anyone will remember us?
Well, you do look familiar, but I can't quite... Give me a hint.
I see. Now that you're the Duke of Venice, you've forgotten all about us.
No. Sorry.
It's only been 25 years since we left for the East.
Niccolo. Maffeo. We all thought you were dead.
We went to another world. Thousands of miles from here. They called it China.
China?
It's a land of immense wealth and beauty, Your Highness. Once, in a jungle of the deepest green, I found an entrance to a cave that glittered like the stars. When I looked closer, I was almost blinded by the glow of precious jewels. In another place, I found a waterfall that fell 1,000 feet into a pool of crystal clear water which ran to the ocean. When I knelt to drink from it, I discovered something beyond my reflection. It was literally a river of gold.
Excuse my asking, but if there was so much wealth there, why have you come home in rags?
What amuses you, friend?
You really had me going. China! If you've gone off and become pirates, well then, just admit it.
Pirates? No.
Then you've had unusual luck for honest traders.
No, my friend. What Marco has told you is true. China is covered with riches.
Oh, please, don't try and make a fool of me. I won't tell. It'll be our little secret. China!
Did you hear the polos are back, eh?
No.
They say they've been to a new world, filled with jewels and men with tails.
What do they take us for?
They used to be such respectable people. Still are. Anyone bold enough to tell a lie that big has got my respect.
I can't go, Father. I can't leave you like this.
Your country needs you, Marco. You must fight for Venice.
I don't like the idea of you being left in the hands of...
Of whom?
Of people who don't believe you, who don't believe we went to China.
How many times have I told you, Marco? There is a peace
That comes with being honest. I know.
Let them think what they will. I die in peace, Marco. All honest men die in peace. Now, go.
You all right?
Just thinking, Captain Polo, sir.
It's your first time at war and you're scared.
Yes, sir. I'm a writer, not a soldier.
What sort of thing do you write?
Nothing you'd know. But someday I'm going to write something great. If I live.
Well, I've been in scarier situations, if that's any comfort. I was in the jungles of northern India once. I was just a young man at the time, on my first mission for the great Kublai Khan. What is it? Sheer? What's that?
They're coming. Quick, cut bamboo.
I think we should run.
Share very fast. Cut bamboo.
That's when I saw them. Huge orange cats with black stripes looking directly at me.
Put bamboo on fire. Now, I blow on fire. You pray.
Dear God, I know you haven't heard from me in a while, but I really need your help. I hate to rush you, but the sooner the better. Anytime now. I've prayed every day since then, and I always thank God for bamboo.
Enemy at sea!
It's the entire Genoese Navy, Captain Polo.
Look at that! We bagged their best ship and 700 sailors. Now look, there's the captain of the unlucky vessel. Let's see, Marco Polo.
The storyteller?
What? What? You mean you heard of him?
You haven't? Oh, he claims to have been to the other side of the world.
Bah! Those Venetians are such fantastic liars.
At least he has flair. At least he dreams of something other than war. I want to hear all of his stories. Bring him to the palace.
But this man is a prisoner. No enemy of mine will live in the palace, and that's final.
All right, then. If you won't bring him to the palace... Okay. I'm ready, Signore Polo. You may begin.
Where would you like me to start, dear Duchess?
Well, start at the very beginning. When you first left for this imaginary land.
There's nothing imaginary about what I'm going to tell you, madam. It's all true. I was only 17 years old when my father, Uncle Mafio, and I set sail. After traveling for an entire year, we were thousands of miles away from the Khan, but we had finally reached the western edge of his kingdom. Our guide warned us that this was dangerous territory, filled with bandits.
Let me show you something, son. This was given to me by the Khan. It says that Uncle Mafio and I are the Khan's friends, and that everyone in his kingdom should treat us with respect and kindness. We are in his kingdom, so there's nothing to worry about.
Who's worried? I'm not worried.
Good.
Bandits! Bandits! Stop! We're friends of the Khan. I don't think they can read. Uncle Mafio! Unfortunately, that wasn't to be my only brush with death. Once, while moving through an endless desert, I became separated from the others. When the storm finally cleared, I could see nothing but miles of hot sand. Father! Uncle Mafio! When night fell, I heard strange and unfamiliar voices calling my name. By the time morning broke, my thirst was intense and my thoughts confused. Just when I thought I could go no further...
There he is! It's him.
But I had a hard time recovering from my thirst and became very sick.
You must take him up to mountains. The air up there is pure.
He'll never survive a trip like that.
But he'll never survive down here.
It still doesn't make sense to me. But our guide was right. The higher I went, the better I felt. By the time we got to the peaks, I was, in more ways than one, on top of the world.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like? I'm listening to Signore Polo.
But how could you? This man is a prisoner, an enemy of your country.
I'd rather have one exciting enemy than 100 boring husbands.
But Sylvie, dear, what if our friends find out?
Why don't you stick around and ask them for yourself? They'll be here any minute.
What? You asked our friends to come?
Only the most respectable ones.
Go.
Good. The party pooper's gone. You may continue, Signore Polo.
Finally, after 4 years of traveling, we reached the Khan's palace in Shangtu.
Welcome back, my friends.
We have brought you many gifts, dear Khan.
You have brought something else, too.
Yes. My son, Marco.
That night, an incredible banquet was held in our behalf. There were magicians who performed the most stunning spectacles. The Khan is never wanting for entertainment. The only thing more remarkable than the inside of the palace is the outside. The villagers tell me you're the greatest hunter in your kingdom.
I have more time to practice than they do. Behind me and to the right, there is a deer of considerable size, is there not?
There is. That'll keep you fed for a while.
No. Everything I kill is given to the poor. They need it more than I. I want you to explore the unknown areas of my kingdom, young Marco.
I would be honored.
You are obviously brave to have come this far from home, but you must be braver to go further still. Do you have such courage?
I believe I do, dear Khan.
We shall see. Young Marco Polo.
This was the happiest time of my life. I traveled to an exotic land far to the south at the edge of the sea. Here, the natives would jump from their boats, go down to the ocean floor, and while staring under as if they were fish, they collected the purest, most lustrous pearls ever seen. It was a time of absolute wonder and unexpected danger. There it is!
You cannot go any closer.
I just want to get a better look.
They say those statues are protected by big lizards.
Look, Saba. So far, I've been attacked by huge cats with stripes, huge cats with spots, and a hairy man with a tail that throws huge nuts. Big lizards I can handle. I spoke too soon. As I walked toward the ruins, I suddenly noticed that the logs had eyes. Luckily, the Siamese gods gave me protection.
Please, dear Khan, we're growing old. It's time for us to go home.
But we can't go back without your protection.
I'm sorry, my friends. I will not let you go.
But we want to die at home. And Marco needs to settle down and start his own family.
My answer is no.
I loved working for the Khan. He was good to me.
You've seen the riches of my uncle's kingdom. Why should he have so much, and you have so little?
I'm satisfied with what he pays me.
You risk your life every day among savages and wild beasts.
He should pay you 10 times what he does.
I am satisfied with what he pays me.
You will take the Khan for a walk in the South Garden. When you reach the far wall, we'll kill him. I don't think you understand, Marco. You either help us.
I'd rather die with honor than live with shame.
Then die you will.
You could have easily done it. You could have killed me and taken a third of my kingdom.
No, I couldn't, dear Khan. My father always taught me, there is a peace that comes with being honest. Well, I'm sure I've kept you long enough, dear Duchess. Shall we finish the story tomorrow?
No.
No, please, go on.
Go on, please.
One day, I received the news that the Khan had fallen ill.
I'm growing old, Marco. And when I die, China will no longer be a safe place for the Polos. I think I'm ready to set you free. Look behind you, and you'll find your payment.
All that for us?
To pay you any less would be dishonest. And I want to die in peace.
So after 17 years, we finally came home.
Polo! Marco Polo! No, and tell my wife and her silly friends to go home. The war's over, and you're going back to Venice, where you belong.
What about Signore Polo's story, eh? Do you think it's true?
No chance.
Are you kidding?
Of course it isn't true. But he's such a good storyteller.
Don't pay any attention to them, Captain Polo. This is for you. The Travels of Marco Polo. It's the book I've always wanted to write, but it belongs to you. It's your story.
I can't seem to make anyone believe me. You keep it. Maybe you'll have better luck.
In the decades following his death, the Travels of Marco Polo became the most famous and influential book of the Middle Ages. It started a fire in the hearts of young explorers. They wanted to find Marco Polo's land full of wealth and wonder. And in 1514, the Portuguese finally discovered that the great explorer Marco Polo had told the truth.